This is Late Night Health. Your host, Mark Allen, away this week. Darrell Wayne, executive producer, doing the honors of talking to the guests about exciting things in medicine and in pharmacological issues as well that we're going to touch today during the program. And of course, we'll always wrap it up with Robert Clancy, and he has some words for us for today that we can take to heart as far as leading meaningful lives going forward. Our first guest is Dr. Ashok Gupta. He is the CEO and founder of TheraNow. Dr. Gupta has a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and a doctorate in physical therapy and physical medicine. Welcome to the show, Dr. Gupta.
Thank you, Darrell. Thanks for having me today.
So what was the genesis of your interest in physical medicine?
Thank you. So the wonderful part of physical therapy is no side effects. I was always interested in healing and healing people with minimal negative impact of what you provide. So when you look at any other stream of medicine, there's always a chance of some certain percentage that you might injure a patient or come up with a harmful effect of what you do. With physical therapy, if done right, it's always beneficial. And that's always enticed me. And then I went on taking education, learned that I wasn't wrong about it. I learned that this has been great, and I just added to my knowledge base by getting multiple degrees and practice over 10 years now.
When you think of physical therapy, you think of someone that needs physical therapy after an injury or an accident. Is that always a preface to this, or do people just offhand need physical therapy?
It's very interesting, actually. This is a topic I always talk about. It means we have a pre-notion to physical therapy that always there is like a huge injury or surgery that will lead you to a prescription for physical therapy. But a lot of people don't know today, physical therapy can help you even before a problem becomes a bigger problem or somewhere you need medical attention, like how common the back pain is today. What we do about it is just ignore until we have to have an ER call. What physical therapists can actually help you with is to eliminate that issue even before it becomes unbearable. So in the United States, all 50 states offer direct access to a physical therapist. That means you don't really have to wait for anyone to tell you, do this, or when to actually go and avail this service. How interesting is that?
That is interesting. And you have some people, obviously, through what they do for a living or what they do for entertainment or for exercise, that probably have a predisposition to having physical problems as a result. Are there some things that you could do in a proactive manner to help people before these things start to take effect?
Right. No, exactly. There are a lot of people are already predisposed to musculoskeletal disorders, and as common as you can say, neck pain or back pain. Just don't go too far. Look at your IT industry, or since COVID happened, work from home. Spending 8 hours, 10 hours on a computer, who's not prone to these injuries? Like, if it's not happening today, you're going to get a back pain or neck pain tomorrow. Then when you start looking for solutions, it all starts from opioids. And it all starts from long wait at doctors' offices and huge pharma-related solutions like pain management. But what about as soon as you start looking for a natural healing process, there's hardly any available out there for consumers to use. And that's when TheraNow comes in picture. We offer them a solution where you can talk to an expert one-on-one. And it happens in a matter of minutes. Actually, you get to speak to one of the experts, and they walk you over a progressive, resistive program, and that helps you to come to healing and at the same time make a permanent change on your lifestyle.
So you founded TheraNow 3 or 4 years ago at this point. What is the mission, the goal of the company, and how did you get started with it?
So there's a funny story, actually. What always like when we talk about our 3-year journey or 4-year journey now, actually starting in 2017 April, we incorporated ourselves. But it started like back in when I was working for Veteran Affairs in New York as a physical therapist. Every single day I saw the pain people had to go through to avail our services. Actually, I can definitely relate to that time of mine when I was working with veterans and I saw like 3 or 4 months of a wait time before they could actually work with us, 2 to 3 hours of travel to 1 hour session with me, and then going back the same way. I always thought of like there has to be a better way to deliver what I do. And it took a few years. Me and my wife is a physical therapist as well. So we sat and thought and traveled around the country as a physical therapist in multiple settings. And towards early 2017, we partnered up with physicians and came up with this program. Ever since, this has been a learning and developing journey. We've created a proprietary tool helping patients primarily for physical therapy and other occupational-related disorders. And over time, we evolved in helping our Native American tribes. So we partnered with one of the government agency, IHS, in helping hospitals in Nebraska. Like, how remote can you think of? And we are helping them. Then we partnered with University of Texas system and their healthcare system, and we were helping them with joint rehab. And it actually timed out very well. Means we were ready, but we weren't prepared or unknown of COVID. But somehow our platform was like 100% ready to take the load. As soon as the COVID hit, hospitals were more aggressive on digital solutions, and then we took over their orthopedic side and started treating patients online. And then start of this year, we were like, okay, we have done great with helping patients, and that's our motive is, just to help as many as patients in the comfort of their home without having them being exposed to any virus or having them feel secure. But then how about the common people? Means like anyone who doesn't have a surgery or anyone hasn't seen the doctor, what can we do for them? That's when we launched our pain management solution earlier this year, and that's what is available to anyone with pain with no doctor's prescription or anything of that sort. You just visit the website and then book your session right in minutes.
So is this a situation like with Zoom or things like that, where you can, or FaceTime, you can see the patient can see you face to face? There are a lot of similarities when you talk about video calls. So video calls is definitely an overlapping feature, but that's not all TheraNow program is. We developed our own proprietary technology to do video calls, which is HIPAA compliant, encrypted, and right now the government has relaxed the rules around healthcare, but it's not the safest when you say it, because as you know, you must have heard of like all the encryption-related problems. So we are HIPAA compliant, and all the solution involved is like a one single platform where patients can do one-on-one session with their expert or therapist or doctor, at the same time receive their exercise program and a continuity of care right from one single app and right from single portal, which they can use on any device. So that's a huge app. Yeah, there's overlap between, but that's not what all we do is a video call. We're talking with Dr. Gupta, who is the COO and founder of TheraNow, which is a company that has practices to help people with physical issues and problems, physical therapy related. We're going to continue in just a few minutes with the doctor when we come back after the messages. Please stay tuned. You're listening to Late Night Health with Darrell Wayne, sitting in for Mark Allen.
Recently, I met Jacqueline from Bright here in Los Angeles. She gave me a hearing exam and then showed me how to hear again with the new Signia Pure Series hearing aids, and she can give you your life back too. I hear birds chirping, birds cooing, and even my wife. They easily connect to my smartphone. The Signia hearing aids are amazing, and with the charge and go, I don't have to fiddle with batteries and hear all day long. Not hearing is frustrating for you and your family. I know you don't have a problem, but trust me, call Bright Here now for a free hearing exam, a $125 value, yours free, just for making an appointment now. There are offices throughout the Los Angeles area. Call Bright Here now at 323-424-7100. That's 323-424-7100 for a free hearing exam. There's no obligation. Call now, 323-424-7100, or visit them on the web at brighthere.com. Late Night Health is proud of our partnership with the EBC, the Evolutionary Business Council. Check them out at ebcouncil.com.
You're listening to Late Night Health with Mark Allen. The show continues in a moment. If you're listening to Late Night Health right now, you're part of the growing target of baby boomers we're serving. Hi, I'm Darrell Wayne, producer of Late Night Health, inviting you to join the Late Night Health family. If you have any business targeting the growing boomer market, Late Night Health is the ideal advertising vehicle for you. From vitamins to insurance, alternative health to Western-style medicine, Late Night Health caters to the growing population of those over 40 years old. This vibrant demographic has expendable income to fight aging, purchase travel, take care of aging parents, or just have fun. Find out about the advertising opportunities with Late Night Health. Call us at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308, or email us at info@latenighthealth.com. That's info@latenighthealth.com. Join Late Night Health as we empower people to take charge of their own health care. Call now at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308.
There's a lot of talk all over the internet about the remarkable benefits of Carbon-60, and baby boomers are especially excited about it. Greska's Carbon-60 is the premium Carbon-60, developed by an aerospace and NASA scientist. 95% of Greska's customers report positive results from this Nobel Prize-winning technology in just 4 days. Imagine more energy, better health, and more vitality. It's very bioavailable to quickly mend toxin-crippled cells. This is a super powerful antioxidant. Bob Greska is so confident that you'll love his Carbon-60, he wants to send you a bottle at 50% off the regular price to see how life-changing this will be for you. Call 720-600-6040. That's 720-600-6040. Visit c-60.com to learn more. Call 720-600-6040 now, or visit c-60.com.
My guest is Dr. Gupta, who is the COO and founder of TheraNow. We were talking about the type of people that would need the services of TheraNow. I started, 5 years ago, approximately at this point. And a lot of people, obviously, that have pain for many years have tended to just mask it with drugs, and drugs that are oftentimes very addicting. Tell me how drugs play a feature in what you do, or how could drugs be avoided by what you do?
Okay. That's a very great point you made there, Darrell. The drugs have a negative effect. Obviously, they mask the pain and give you temporary relief. And a lot of times it's important. You do need it. But overuse and a long use of that can result in a negative impact. What do we do where we get the similar effect and then not have addiction or any other side effects of it? And that's when we go back to the natural movement. And that's what physical therapy or movement experts actually use. What we do is we take the natural body movements, strengthen them, and then bring the posture back to normal. That's the simplest I can explain what we do it as. And The biggest problem with that is you do need someone who understands that and one-on-one besides you. And that's where the TheraNow comes in picture. It means like it's accessible, it's available, and you just jump onto this website and download the app. And one of our experts will assess you thoroughly, design a program, and with no negative impact of doing these exercises. Especially, you can just imagine, if there's an expert with you all the time when you exercise, there's no way you can do something wrong. That's where their job comes in. So we eliminate that problem. And if you get addicted to this program, how wonderful is that? There's all positives. I mean, addiction, it would be a great thing to happen when you're exercising. We all need that, I guess.
That's true. And tell me how physical therapy today differs from physical therapy 5 years ago or 10 years ago or 15 years ago. You know, people that had surgery, say back surgery or knee surgery or whatever, go to the physical therapist. And a lot of it is by the patient was called abuse at some point because, you know, it hurts so much. What are you guys doing today that increases the effectivity of it, but cuts down on the pain factor?
Right. No, so physical therapy or any other medical profession has evolved a lot over the last decade or two, and especially involvement of technology has made that happen. Also, the adoption of the services, like back few decades ago, it was more of a rehabilitation. That's what we focused on always and always. It was all about rehabilitation. Now there are different applications of what we do. There is like occupational health. Employers are very cognizant of the fact of their employees' health and the stress that work brings in, and they want to help them to recoup that and prevent the problems from happening. So there's a preventive side, there's an occupational health side. We have extended a lot in that area as a professional. On top of that, I see the future is bright. We have a shortage of professionals across the country right now. This is one of the highly growing professions and services that will be required. So we need to become more efficient. And going online is exactly like you could always hail a cab in New York. And now you can still do it, but better or efficient with a ride sharing. And that's what we do here. We take the profession, we change the way it's delivered by online means from the comfort of users' home and just take it to the next notch.
Since you're in the household with this, that means anybody can potentially be a patient anywhere in the world?
That's right. At this time, we are offering services limited to the United States, but yes, as you said, the limitations are just as far as we have access to technology, we will be available.
And, how does someone get started in something like this? They've identified that they have an issue or a problem. Someone says you need some physical therapy or to stave off things from getting worse or getting corrected. What's the process for starting?
Right. This is a very cool part. You have a problem. You identify you are either in a profession or nature for work where you are prone to certain types of injuries. I would say start now. Don't wait for that to happen. You are a mom and you have a back pain. You are a dad and you broke your ankle or twisted your ankle. Anything where you feel you have a musculoskeletal injury or it could develop in something big, go to TheraNow.com, TheraNow, TheraNow.com. Sign up. Very simple, very transparent. Answer a couple questions, and then you will have one of the experts do a thorough session with you, recommend what plan is best for you. How will we heal together? How often we'll have to exercise? What exercise you have to do? What things and movements you need to avoid? And what things you can do to improve your posture and avoid all big injuries? So you even have to have a medical attention.
So is this all one-on-one, or do you take like people together and group them together and do sort of a group session?
We're still not there. We can put all of the people together and still provide a customized solution. So, yes, this is the best unique selling point we always focus on, that we provide one-on-one services. And that means that you have a time of your own with your expert and therapist, and then they will customize every single solution or exercise or movement for you. not like out of the custom template.
One of the biggest complaints that I hear from patients is that they went to their doctor and they say, well, my doctor's not listening to me or not paying much attention. He's buried himself in the tablet and plugged in 3 or 4 things, 3 or 4 check marks in his tablet, and he's letting the insurance company give a diagnosis of what's wrong with me and having the recommended prescriptions come out of that. How in this process, do you make sure that the patient, all the issues get addressed, all their questions get answered, and that they feel comfortable about what you're doing?
I can't stress enough. Go to TheraNow.com, and we can definitely provide every question you're looking to answer for. So it's very simple. We have professionals, and that's what their job is, to give you education you need. If you're looking for second opinion, we are here to help. If you're looking for the solution right off and skip off the huge line or bureaucratic red tape in terms of receiving services, and I do get this question a lot, that is it cost effective? Is my insurance is going to cover? Is like how I'm going to pay for it? What we have done is we made sure the service is so cost-effective that it will be a simple math for you. Do I want to drive 2 hours to get to the doctor's office so I can get the prescription and then actually leave my work 2 hours every day to receive a service, or just like jump on TheraNow.com and book my service for a fraction of that money which I would spend on a copay or deductibles?
So my wife has a health insurance where she goes to a place that every time she goes in, it's a different doctor every time she walks in. There's no one particular doctor. It's sort of a rotation and first come, first serve. Does your service offer services where the patient can see the same therapist all the time, so they have somebody that really knows and respects their background?
Yeah. I'm glad you asked. Otherwise, I would have missed this. This is very important for us as a connection, human connection. What we believe in, once I have assessed, I know a lot more about your condition. So I must be the one who should treat you over time. So our all-in average, what we see is like we work with the patient for 4 to 6 weeks. If we would put in a different doctor every single time or a different therapist or expert, you can just imagine you're not really going to achieve what you were looking for. So we made sure from the beginning that our policies dictate we will do our best to keep only same expert or the same expert from the beginning to the end. That's how we bring in the results. What we bring in today, and all the customers can speak for that.
We're talking to Dr. Gupta, who was the founder and COO of TheraNow. We've simply run out of time for the interview at this point. We appreciate you, Doctor. We're going to have you back on the radio program here in the next few weeks to continue to keep us informed on what's happening with TheraNow. A lot of activity obviously going on with the company, a lot of recognition going on with the company. It is TheraNow.com. You're listening to Late Night Health. My name's Darrell Wayne, sitting in for Mark Allen. We'll be back after these important messages.
Late Night Health is proud of our partnership with the EBC, the Evolutionary Business Council. Check them out at ebcouncil.com.
You're listening to Late Night Health with Mark Allen. The show continues in a moment. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Words are a critical aspect of success. How you get your point across is a crucial part of what makes anything sell. So do it right and hire a writer. Whether it's articles, blog posts, technical writings, website content, product descriptions, or ghostwriting anything from a novel to a nonfiction book about your navel, contact Servet Hassan. If you want it to sell, write it right. Email Servet at servet@servethassan.com.